So
All right. We're gonna get some tunes going here, some opening tunes for this Easter egg hunt. Welcome, all my aliens, apes, and zombies. Back at it again with some new friends, as you can see at the AR filters, and also some old friends. And we'll catch up with Shavo in a little bit with Casanova Farms, and I'm loving that. We're having an Easter egg hunt this wonderful Sunday morning, and we don't need to go none farther than cryptonovo.io to get these sweet AR filters. And if you're watching live right now, we have Bored Elon Musk on from the co-founder of Bored Box. And Bored Elon Musk, man, you have to tell me what's going on with that AR filter you're rocking right there. That is sweet stuff.
It is. I'm so happy with it. I feel like I'm a big green Easter egg, and thanks for the team for making it. I'm loving it. I haven't done a lot of video stuff until now, so this is pretty great. And I want honest reactions. I'm trying to figure out like, hey, how creepy is this, or how fun is it? Like, what's the ranking on that spectrum?
I mean, right now I'm loving it. Just like going around. I mean, even bodiless. I guess Shavo. Like, what do you think? I mean, first reaction when you caught it, just a flying head going around there. Like, what do you think? What do you see there?
I mean, I saw his profile pic when we started setting up this thing. I thought, well, that's really cool. And then I get on here and he's actually moving around. I go, whoa, that's even fucking cooler, man.
It's like the full transition from physical to digital. So yeah, it's great. I love it, and I'm glad you guys kind of crafted a smile so it doesn't look too ominous when it's talking. This is great. I
You
love
know,
it.
you do have a background in video gaming and that type of technology, and seeing where your past has been in the Web 2.0 space to getting in this Web 3.0 technology. I mean, maybe that's a good transition you to introduce yourself a little bit and where you've been, where you're at now, and where you're planning to head. These board box right here.
Yeah. And I will say before I get into the big bio, like having come from the gaming industry, all this stuff we're doing right now is kind of the next evolution of what anyone who's been gaming is used to, right? Like people have had gamer tags, they've had friends that only know them, through a pseudonym. So it's almost like the rest of the world is catching up now with Web3. So this to me is normal, even though it's not for many other people, but I love it. So yeah, a little background. There's sort of two parallel paths to talk about. The first is the Twitter account, board Elon Musk, and been around for 8 years. Been tweeting basically ideas that, in my mind, are what real Elon comes up with when he is bored, when he's in the shower, when he's taking a walk. I came up with the concept for this character when he came to market with a idea called the Hyperloop, which was this high speed underground train that basically he wrote up a 40-page white paper just saying like, hey, this is how I would do this, and I'm giving you the instructions. I don't have time to do it. You should. That was essentially what he put out into the world, and I was like, damn, what a cool character, what a cool parameter for a writing exercise, which is basically like if you were a inventor billionaire, what would you spend your days tweeting about? So that was the birth of Bored Elon, and so basically had been doing that consistently for 8 years. It really picked up steam kind of midway through by just getting picked up by a lot of Silicon Valley folks and tech, and and also helped by the fact that the guy that I'm parroting, real Elon, is continuing to make a lot of news, right? So that certainly helped cast a halo on the character that I created. So that's sort of the digital character. In real life, I've maintained a separation between Bored Elon and the real world, but I come from the industry of video games. Spent more than 10 years there. A lot of that time was spent launching some of the biggest game titles that all of you have heard of, I'm sure, and was really kind of doing that until 2021 when I transitioned fully to working in this space, just because I had been able to sort of take my reach and distribution and turn it into a full-time business. And fast forward to today, I'm launching my own company in the blockchain gaming space, which is kind of this intersection of my professional work in the video games world, the traditional video games world, and my passion for Web3, and seeing that all games are going to eventually go on chain in some capacity or another, and building a company that basically is going to help enable that.
I'm loving it, and I'm hearing. Well, first of all, my daughter walked downstairs, the little Easter egg of herself. She's still trying to find the little Easter eggs that are hidden around the house right now. So you might hear some chatting, and she's actually looking at your AR filter right now. Yes, sweetie. You see the Easter eggs? All right. Well, the Easter egg on screen and TV, right there. That's Elon Musk. Yes, that's right. And very simple. The games that you guys have been playing upstairs is the same stuff that he's been featuring, in his work. Yes.
We're getting some hot questions here. Tough questions.
So her question is, I guess, the same to you is, with Boardbox, you're going to be able to alleviate all just the other stuff that's out there that others don't want to really, pay attention to or watch or stream into. So how would that work into, this Web 3.0 access where, people are now able to, aggregate the information right here from the gaming industry and bring it all into one, simple click button play?
Yeah. So the issue I feel, and I think that a lot of people feel, is you might be interested in, NFTs, Web3. There's a lot of information going on, right? But you're also somebody who likes to play video games. And the problem that I sense is that it's hard for me to sit down now and play like an hour or two of video games because I feel FOMO for what's going on the internet. And also, frankly, it's really hard to see which blockchain games and which blockchain gaming projects have a strong potential and are ones that I should invest my time into. So Boardbox is essentially going to be a mystery box where we take our skills in the video game space and help curate the best games that are coming out. So every edition of Boardbox is going to be 1,000 boxes, and there are going to be 5 game items for every single box. So really simple. And so the idea is you're basically trading money for time. We're going to curate the best games for you. You're going to get a box of different game items from 5 different games to try out. So anybody who's familiar with things like Loot Crate or Birchbox or any kind of like sample box will understand this model. The uniqueness, of course, is that it's digital game assets, right? It's not physical things that you're getting in the mail. These are digital game items that can actually be used in games that are either live today or will be live in the next 6 months. And the thing that I really want to stress is that, we're really looking for people who are players of video games. Like I didn't want to build a product that was just like for people to flip NFTs, where I'm like finding really good stuff, people get valuable things, and then they flip them. Like this is really meant for what we're calling player owners, people who want to own valuable in-game assets and want to play the games. And the thing is, like, if you get 5 game items from 5 different genres of games, you might not like all of them, and that's okay. The goal is you try them, and you keep a few, you sell a few. OpenSea is a really good return policy if you don't like all the stuff. And yeah, the whole goal is, again, back to your point, like it's to save you time, it's to give you more time to play games, because that's a beautiful art form. And I want to help people pull away from the computer for a little bit and not be, cruising Discords and Telegrams 18 hours a day looking for the next NFT to buy. That's a good game, but it's not the only game you should play.
And I love just like that comparison to like, the Loot Crates, because I come from comic book collecting, been to, trade shows like that where you do get the, comic books, apparel. Well, this is the potpourri of video games from people who have been in the space. And I'm looking at your team here, who have been established in the space as well, where you guys are using your expertise and kind of like sprinkling about different types of games in there. So it might just not be all whatever first-hand shooter. It might be some type of strategy game.
Yeah, and we've admittedly kept the website pretty vague right now. We're going to release more information over the next 2 weeks. Our planned mint is going to be in mid-May, so we've got about 30 days or so. The timer on the website boardbox.io is purposely broken, and we're going to fix it when we're ready. So the unique model also for the box is it's not just here's a box with a bunch of stuff, go play. The more important part, honestly, is the reveal event. So instead of basically everyone having an individual reveal event where they get their box and see what games are inside, the reality is that every single box is going to have 5 items from the same 5 game studios. So we're going to have a virtual event, bring everybody together, and then we're going to reveal, like with a live video trailer, which games are inside the box. So it's going to be very similar to like a Comic-Con trailer reveal or an E3 or a PAX, and then everybody gets to celebrate and kind of enjoy the hype. After that, people can go and claim their stuff. But that's a big change, I think, from what I've experienced in the NFT space. At least it's not, unboxing your own NFT where it's kind of an individual experience. It's going to be a live experience, and that's going to be something that I think is really helpful for game studios who are looking to get visibility. Because I think our best sort of game studio customer, honestly, is somebody who's a really good game maker, but also not that great at building community, or not a great marketer, or just doesn't have the bandwidth. Like, that's where we can help them.
And that's what you're doing, is you're able to it's multi-approach, where you're able to have that release party for a game. And you don't see that too often. Like, you see it with the big games, with what my son's upstairs probably playing right now is Fortnite, where they do have popular musicians come up there for, new reveals of maps or new reveals of skins. And then now you're able to have, the same thing, where you're able to have like that reveal, that IRL event, mixed in with, whatever's coming out in that video, in that particular game, or that game box that you guys are presenting here. Looking at your team, you want to talk a little bit about the team that's behind this?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically everybody else on the team operates as a pseudonym as well. We're very pro pseudonymous identities. I think that one thing for me is it's important to be a good role model for, how somebody who is operating this way can do so with transparency, be ethical. I want to build a strong reputation. Of course, my actual team, like, I know, like, we all know each other, who we actually are, and that's very important. But yeah, it's we felt like you hear so many terrible stories of, this Anon account, or this person who showed up out of nowhere 6 months ago, raised all this money and then ran off to the Bahamas. That sucks, and that story is going to continue being told, unfortunately, by the media. But there's a lot of people who are doing what we're doing right now, and doing it in a way that sets a really good tone. And so that was important for us. So yeah, we're very open to hiring people in this fashion. We want to rank, we want to judge our hires based on the work that they do, the output they have, and the reputation they have in the community. That's the most important thing. We do need to send paychecks to a real person, but that information can be limited.
And right here, you guys have, are you emotionally bored right there? You guys are looking to grow. This is ain't no joke right here, ladies and gentlemen, aliens, apes, and zombies. This is cool stuff that's happening right here from people that someone has been in the space with other people that have been in the space for multiple years, 8 years and counting. You want to talk a little bit about, were you at the GDC? You want to talk about that at all? And
yeah,
there.
Well, yeah, so that's kind of the interesting pivot into the real world. So a few weeks ago, I went to GDC, the Game Developers Conference, and it was really just to have meetings with game studios, kind of one-on-one. And it was one of the first times I went to a conference as Bored Elon. And so everybody kind of has a different strategy, like I've seen you go to conferences where you have your kind of your real world costume, and that works really well, and people take pictures, and it's a lot of fun. My approach was basically to come in as like a normal person and just walk around and nobody knows who I am. And then, very strategically find the people that I want to talk to and quietly share the other identity, the Bored Elon identity, the one that they know. So that's how it worked for me. I haven't gone to a conference with the big green head yet. I'm not sure that's the move for me.
Maybe save it for a Halloween event if you decide to do that. But that's what it is. It is that networking, that strategy, that almost gamesmanship within the game of how you're going to go out and network, and the people that you're going to reach out to get to that next level, which you keep on taking those steps and steps and steps. From, I remember being on either Clubhouses or Spaces with you, Justin Amversano, when we were, fractionalizing art for the first time, and able to, get it out there. And it was just awesome stuff that, you were doing then, and even progressing to now. I knew something was in the works big. I didn't know it was going to be this big. And, now it makes sense with your background in gaming and what you're able to present to people is that not only one game, I mean, it is like putting it out there, 5 or 6 games. Not all of them are going to take off, but they're going to find their niche. I mean, not every game needs to be loved by everyone. There's games out there that people enjoy and they spend hours playing that maybe not the rest of the world play, but they're still enjoying it. And that's what it's about, the enjoyment of the technology on it.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, our goal is to vet 100 games before we kind of get to the 5 that are going to go in each box. So we're putting a lot of work into this. We have team members who are playing games, meeting teams. This is a serious endeavor. It's going to take up most of my time. I'm not treating it as a project. Like, this is very much a real enterprise. That's why we're hiring. That's why we're growing. And part of the reason that I want to do this too is, for those who are in the gaming community right now, if you go to sites like IGN and Kotaku and kind of the traditional video game sites, like, they're not really giving the blockchain gaming space a lot of attention. And if they are, it's negative, right? It's about like all the downsides. It's about criticizing the games for not being fun, quote unquote. Next week, I'm actually putting out an article. I wrote 4,000 words on basically like, what does it mean for a game to be fun, and a blockchain game to be fun? Because I'm just kind of tired of that question being asked, because I think it's really hard to articulate what a fun game is. Like, that's a very subjective thing to different people. So I wanted to help give people some language to understand what that means. And the reality that I found in the game industry is that most games are not fun, right? There's like 10,000 new games released every single week. Most of them you've never heard of because they're not great. So, it's hard to stand out. It's hard to find the best games, and it's hard to be the best game. So I'm trying to be that bridge to some degree with BoardBox, and really excited to just elevate, teams that I think are doing a really good job in building something special.
Here's my unprofessional gaming opinion. And unprofessional, I played Atari through Super Nintendo, every major gaming up until current ones right now, but I haven't played PS5. I haven't had time for it. Too busy digging in the NFT space. But son loves Fortnite. I hate the gameplay of it. I spend more time running around trying to find the weapons and the ammo. But the real enjoyment of it is actually building your characters. And you're seeing that's what's happening pretty much with, his love for Roadblocks and Minecraft as well. And that's what we're all doing right now in this NFT space, is we're building our characters. And, these characters we now actually own, so I'm able to talk with this CryptoPunk and have this mask behind me and these shoes over here. And like, these are items that are, owned underneath. There she is right there, 3706. Very similar to what you're doing, Board Elon Musk, with, your AR filter and getting those games out there. So, yes, Fortnite is probably the most popular game out there, but it's the creation, I think, that's behind it. How people are communicating with each other in a game sense. Unfortunately, first-hand shooter, which I'm not the best fan of, but it's the creation of the skins, the avatars, the dance moves, the tagging of graffiti on the walls, which I view as art nowadays. That's the enjoyment of it. And it's all encompassing within one platform right now, but you're able to get it out there. 100, you're making 100 of these things. It's crazy. Like, what do you mean?
No. So we're going to do 1,000, like every drop is going to be 1,000 boxes, and we're going to do probably 4 or so drops per year. So it's not that intense, because we have to make sure there's enough games to even put in the box that are of quality. So yeah, it'll be a reasonable amount.
Wow, that's crazy. Shavo, any questions, any thoughts, ideas on any of this? I mean,
bro, honestly, I'm listening to him and I'm just getting hyped, as just another avenue for us, since we're actually creating a game behind the whole Cananova Farms thing. So, this sounds great, man. And it's something I would definitely plug to our community to check out for sure. You're doing a great job, man. Yeah.
So, Board Elon. All right. So maybe someone tuning in, maybe like a little recap. Go about the next couple steps for BoardBox here.
Yeah. So, quick recap, I guess, for anybody tuning in. BoardBox is going to be essentially mystery packs for the best blockchain games, released frequently throughout the year. And the best next steps is to go to boardbox.io and follow the Telegram. We're not going to have a Discord right now. The whole purpose of this is to save you time so that you can go play video games. So we didn't want to have this big noisy Discord server that you had to navigate through. It's really simple. Telegram. We will update you with the most important information when it's time. If you're not into Telegram, we have an email too. That's fine for, the boomers, no problem. I like email too. That's all good. But we will share some big updates. I would say in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And our minting and reveal of our first board box will happen in May. So really hoping everybody signs up for the Telegram soon so that you can be the first to know.
Well, we'll have you definitely back on in May so we can see that minting coming out, be part of the party, get that broadcasting going. Because, I mean, this is cool stuff. And it makes it easy on me because now I don't have to sit there and search around for anything. I could be bored, and maybe that's the whole point of it. Awesome stuff. Thanks for coming on, but definitely stick around because we're going to be talking with Chavo right here, and we have Casanova Farms, and you have something coming up in 3 days? What's happening here in 3 days?
3 days, brother. So this whole thing, our community, what we've been building is mainly based around cannabis, right? So from actual cannabis cultivators into the NFT or the play to earn, metaverse, whatever you want, whatever you can imagine. This is where we're headed. So we need help developing the game. So what we decided to do is to do a real small 420 farmer early Genesis drop on 420, and this is these are gonna be the people that are gonna help us, beta test our game, and they're gonna have a lot of perks before the actual drop comes out. So we're just pumped, man, and we're trying to get the community. We're trying to get out to the community more. I mean, we're not paying for crazy marketing or advertising, nothing like that. If this thing's rolling out slow to people that are actually that we can feel that are actually into, they love the NFT thing and they love the idea of growing digital cannabis, man. So yeah, that's what we got going for Wednesday, man. Early drop.
And I love that. And I hear, back in the day when NFTs first came out, people released them in collections, and it was small collections where you're able to build that community. And unfortunately now people just do 10,000 drops thinking that they're all going to get claimed and things are going to move forward. But, right. Slowing it down, what you're saying is almost stress testing the cultivation process, for lack of a better term, of the community here, where it is going to be 200 or 420 exclusive members on it, and that is going to lead to, something further down the line right here. And I love the play to earn aspect of it, very similar to, the direction that I've seen a lot of NFT projects heading towards. I mean, it's going to have to add that. It's going to have that applicability towards it. So with that, I mean, the gameability of it is, kind of making your own strands, right? For lack of a better term.
Right. Well, I mean, the main purpose, right? We just thought, what's the main thing that people want to do when in the NFT realm, man? And the number one thing to most people is you want to flex on whoever of what you have, right? And what's one of the coolest things that people can do, and what we say, having 100 of the same NFT from our project is probably it's a good thing, right? It's probably, if you had 100 of the same NFT on PFP or whatever, yeah, that's not cool. But in a project like ours, if you're holding a pound and you're holding 100 pounds of the same strain, then it's a good thing, right? So it's a flex, man, and we want that was the intention in this place, to get into, oh, hey, Crypto Noble has 100 pounds of this Bubba Kush, right? And you can start selling it off. Well, from there, we branched off into, hey, guess what? now in the game, you can take that pound and break it up into 16 ounces, 16 1 ounce NFTs, right? And then from there, you can do I'm not going to get into the whole thing, man, for this moment, but as you can see, we're giving away seeds, and in the game, basically our farmhouse, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to grow plants and earn grams, which stack up into pounds. So, and the way we're doing it is, like I said, we're all actually in the industry. So we're cultivators. You know, we manage certain grow houses, distribution, manufacturing type of things, and so the game basically revolves around like the real life way to an actual plant. So if you were to go into the game and you got 3 seeds going, 3 plants going, you have to check your temperatures, you have to check your humidity levels, your CO2 levels, and all these things. So it's up to you whether your plant grows and produces a good harvest for you, or if you just don't check up on it. Like if you don't feed your Tamagotchi right, it's gonna die. So that's the way we're doing this game.
And that's a great analysis, and that's the way it is. It is a gamified approach. The more you put into it, the more you get. And you know what exactly. I was kind of computing in my brain is just like it's almost like the NFT digital real estate game, you know, where you can get the parcels that make the estates. Well, the estates in this can be LBs, you know, produced from the OZs before it and the grant before that. So like you can add and build on and build on and build on. So it turns into a structure of, you know, all of a sudden you do have a stack of good NFTs that you did put some time and energy in towards.
Right. And then that just, like I said, everything feeds itself back because people are going to have these strains that someone else is going to want. You know, they're going to want to break it down into ounces or try to get seeds from it. So we're feeding our community, and we're trying to get this whole ecosystem going. It just keeps going in a circle, you know. One of the things that I think we've mentioned.
I have had. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, you out.
I was going to say I have had the pleasure of actually meeting you in person in California and got to pick up on some of the grassroots and some of family members that have been in the industry for a while and friends, and you know how it has changed from the 80s, 90s, 2000s now with this, you know, and you know what you're doing is what is known to you and your parts in all of this. So it's not like you know, trying to be getting in the game. I mean, grassroots have had you guys in the game for multiple centuries, plural.
Yeah. And here's the cool thing that we haven't talked about too much, and which the community sort of knows because they're in Discord, they're involved. So what we're doing is, because we are growers, when you have our token, you're gonna have access to legitimate growers, man. So if you had any question, whether it's about growing digital cannabis or about growing real cannabis, you have access to knowledgeable people that can help you, regardless of whether it's digital or if it's in real life. I mean, all you got to do is contact us, and if we see you're part of a community and you hold one of our guys, we have no problem consulting, and we'll be consulting with anyone and everyone in our community. So the other main thing that we think is going to be why people want to play the game is because we're making it so that when you have different types of seeds, you're going to be able to create your own strains. Now, you may think, yeah, that's cool and everything, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna make my own strain and I can sell it in the metaverse. But what's going to happen is we have a leaderboard, and the top people on our leaderboards who've created strains and who have managed to actually sell ounces of their own strains, when you get to name it, what we're going to do, since, like I said, we have the ability to manufacture, package, and distribute cannabis, we're going to distribute it, grow it, package it, distribute it under our Cananova Farms label with your name whatever it was that you named the strain, and you're able to, when that, you're going to be able to take a percentage of the sales of that because you created the name of the strain and we were able to do it. So that's another way we're giving back to the community, is that if you're one of our top leaderboards, we're basically white labeling our cannabis that's going to be distributed throughout California for now. Obviously we're working on other states and whatnot. When the rules, laws change a little more, we'll be able to expand. But anyway, you could be in Chicago, and you decide you're gonna call your strain Crypto Noble Kush, right, or the Noble Kush, and guess what? You're one of our one of the top guys on our leaderboard, man. And so now we're selling Crypto Noble Kush in California, seeing it delivered to people because you're part of our community. You're one of our top guys, and when that sells, you actually get a percentage of it also.
That is access, that is applicability to an NFT that I've never heard of. I mean, not only that, I mean, some of these strands that do come out, I mean, they have like epic names that, you see even in movies, Pineapple Express,
Right.
Just different ones like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You're able to do that, and it is going back to the community members that do put their time and effort into growing project. I mean, this website is nice. I love it. It's clean. You can tell that there's work put into it. I've been able to spend time with you, with Fran Elation, Tony Herrera, just hanging out with members of the NFT community so I can understand more about your NFT, your upbringing, and, where you're at in the space, and, able to have the proper licenses to, be able to do what you need to do in California. And you're looking to get into other states as well, and, looking to keep on keeping on.
Yeah, and that's the thing right now that I'm working. One of my projects is that I'm reaching out to. I'm trying to create hubs in every state, so that when we have a certain piece of whatever in Decentraland or any type of metaverse, we want to set up a shop, right? So the Cananova Farm shop is gonna try to work with some type of hub in every state, where if you're from that state, you can visit us virtually and look at whatever the menu is, and if it's available in your state, as long as the laws are cool in that state, you're going to be able to order from us virtually, and then someone's going to drop it on your door in your area. So that's the big push I'm working on too, besides the artwork stuff.
All right. Well, I know you're behind the art of it, and I'm not going to claim the name for this, but maybe someone might want to join me with me for the token, possibly for that could be cultivated and used in it. We also have the one above all for 20. He says the Matrix Kush will have you stuck in slow mo. So representing you, and then also, man, Chavo. I mean, represent. You're getting some love by him as well. Out on the airwaves. So thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in and chiming in on the captions there. The one above all 420. Tell us a little bit about the art. Tell us a little bit about your art, because you're an artiste.
Yeah. So I mean, originally I'm a graffiti artist, man. I grew up in East Los Angeles, in California. I started doing graffiti very, very young, and just kind of, it led to a life of what I am now, a graphic designer, right? I mean, I want to say I'm an artist, but when the one thing you do more for a living is something you kind of whore yourself out. I'm kind of like an art whore, right? I'm just a graphic designer for other people. But I took the power back in August, when I said, you know what, man, I've been doing well. It looks like this NFT and the digital realm is doing well for me. I'm gonna take a step away from corporate stuff and just do this art thing for myself, and really dig my heels into it. But yeah, I mean, basically, you can tell there's a hint of graffiti style to a lot of the things that I do. I guess I can't run from it. It always ends up in whatever I'm doing. But yeah. I mean, you can see those little farmers. If anybody's listening right now, I want to thank the community, man. We got like 30 early members that ended up with custom farmers, as well as the our team. And if you're looking at our team images there, you'll see all those are custom one of ones, and then there's probably another 30 of them for our community that we did. We'll be dropping to them soon. I think I started one for you too, Novo. I just kind of, I think I kind of fell off of it just because I got super busy. But you're getting one too, brother. I know you're in the community, so we'll be dropping you your guy, your little Novo farmer.
I know that you you have an honorary one waiting for me, but take care of the community first. Take care of all the other members. I will be here. You know that I'm here for everyone. I want to get traction to everyone that is making cool things and are positive members of this community. And that's really important to me. And what you're doing, bringing other people into your winging, educating others. Actually going out of your way to meet up with me and Funday and a couple other people in the NFT community when I was able to make it out to LA a couple weeks back. Maybe it's months now. Space goes by fast. And that's what it is. I mean, you're working your tail off, my friend, and I appreciate you coming on and always bringing cool things, because every time I check in with what you're doing, it's always progressing. It's progressing in a positive manner. And it's just getting cooler by the day. And you know what? If you're gonna have an NFT and you're gonna have a name attached to it, I mean, you could actually do that with one of these strands. And if it's something that you're interested in through a cannabis or non-cannabis side, it could just be a strategic play in this market where you can have something that you put time and energy in, and you might be able to get something out of it, because it is a play to earn, and that's what you're doing. You're playing these NFTs to earn in it. And I ain't no boss in any of this situation, my friends. It's people like you that keep going. Same with these AR filters. I get these AR filters. So myself, Board Elon Musk, G Money, Claire, Spotty Wi-Fi, the list can go on and on. Omatic just came out with a freestyle rap from Apin Productions. The list goes on and on, because we all want to make a name for what we're developing in the space, because it's cool. And people are sick of the Web 2.0 era where you go there, you click on something, and you spend the next month unsubscribing from garbage you never even thought you clicked on. So control it yourself. I mean, take it from industry masters right here, like Board Elon Musk, years deep in the game with the video games. Now you're going to get dropped a box of gaming aspects with fun releases based around it. All right. Board Elon Musk, any questions for Casanova Farms before we wrap it up on this Sunday, April 17th here? These lovely Easter eggs.
Oh man, he answered the big one, which was can people contribute names and turn those into real products? So I'm going to try to get Board Martian Spaceship into production, because I'd love to have my own strain. So appreciate everything you're doing. It sounds really cool.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Man, that's some cool stuff. All right. Anything else? You want to give us a recap for maybe someone tuning in right now? Someone maybe going to watch this on because it's going to be recorded as well. How about a little recap from the Casanova Farms?
Well, if you're just tuning in, you didn't catch any of that. So basically, we just gamified the cultivation and distribution of digital cannabis, man. So come join us on our Discord. Casanova Farms, Twitter, Casanova Farms. This Wednesday at 4:20, we are dropping an amazing 3-pack package, basically 3 for 1. It kind of gets you going in the game, ahead of the game, actually, for 120 people. Some of those will be picked for the beta to launch the game. Yeah, I mean, the pack's gonna have some goodies, man, and you definitely want to jump on. So get on our whitelist as soon as you can, man, because we got what, 3 days till Wednesday.
You got it. I invited you to come on that Wednesday, but you guys are going to be busy as heck. I'm going to be streaming anyways, because Wednesday is streaming day for me. So You know, if one of the representatives, community managers, someone in the Discord wants to come on, just DM me. We'll get you on. If you're free, definitely come on, my friend. And I appreciate the time that you're spending and positive vibes you're putting out there in that NFT space. That's going to wrap it up for here on this awesome Easter egg hunt Funday Sunday with Elon Musk. And you can follow all that cool stuff. Let me get the proper pages up here in big screen, so we're following the right people here. Board Elon Musk right there. Love it, love it, love it. Man, 1.7 million followers. Damn. Board Box right there. Box _ Make sure you're following and tracking what's happening on there, because you know that May timeframe he's going to be back on and talking even more. And that AR filter was out there a little some prior to this show. So you know, any thoughts on the AR filter, please send it out there so that we could there we go. We'll be on your stream 100% Wednesday. So maybe we'll have a little touch base back on Wednesday with Casanova Arms, and we can get one above all 420. You know,
that's just one. Sorry, bro. I just wanted to point out that the one above all, that's my boy Mike, and he's our community manager and part of our team. So, yeah, we're definitely we're gonna either him or I are gonna talk to you on Wednesday if we can, going live. So we're doing. Yeah.
He's slowing it down with the Matrix. He's gonna slow down this NFT space because it is flying by. And that's why I appreciate you guys coming on and helping talk about it, because it goes by so fast. I can't keep up with it. So these are like live business meetings for me, you know, and this is, you know, what we're doing in this space to keep it real, live and direct. So thanks for joining me this Sunday morning. I want to say have a happy Easter, Passover, whatever you may be celebrating today, even if it's just taking some time off, because it is a Sunday fun day. Stay positive and love life. Peace.
Yeah, brother.
Thanks, friends, for tuning in.